Baumia ne round sana face ne campaign na okwa okopie mu ewo the eastern part of this country, eastern region. Ahonom enkomo ne yakwa kodi sisi an mene mini apanyini chairman Kojo Preko or ye Eastern Regional Coordinator Emma Baumia campaign no ye don't know ND enkomo na yen share the course in the Eastern region na fi emu details ni na no ye de ni na amamo. Chairman memo watching eba Kessben match so.
Nee, me so super. I'm never conscious ya no pay na. Ya born and now go Monday. Do ka say ko join us and now go Friday ya.
Well,
thank God it's Friday. No?
Yeah.
And to say, we do you jump on us.
Amen.
Na,
Amen.
if you buy na, if you crowd that Monday, I'm missing won't be. Me too. Me say ana anope na me nyaji.
Mese menyaje pa samatinka.
Madia moye. About no busiane. Ghana na. Kessben dey more number one radio in the city.
Sir. Yeah, that's it.
Most around party analysis baby.
Yes, that's a pa say your friend also YG so. Now, yenin komo, I think around the year 4 p.m. there about 2 days ago or so na namine muba kon kasa on the campaign true na me hwe de ekone de ba na so makodu odan na odan so de e wo hono ma che se me hwe mfoni ni bia kakrakra and then other matters are see what Eastern region briefly ma MPP etifo na face o mamuni nyina enti de course overview of what really transpired Eastern region with the campaign no na fe yembra details ni mu yi
ni kai me da o twega mpo ejuma yi sorry no pa na say na me ma won na o ho sisi o so a enye ejuma da form sa fidia e tiri de koba ni pe nyina ni nyan sa tino shi ni na le sorry pa ni adana si na domo ni tumi ni na hoodin ni na no nyamo a for the pound ni ma ni kan before e wona sase so tino e say ane de asidama no afi it is that piece so ama mirror Dr. Mahmoud Baubia watu no masi ho se Franka Tunia obeko ama Ghana na wako ebedi omai enim na ebusia ofiri mu no so no ebusia no ne MPP adehie no watu no ho ache se anopo ewie o de nyim de ebeso ku na se ama ku no so eye biaka ache Ghana fo na emreso se Ghana fo kopet 24 omoso etwana omani ahwe na mpa omo ni twisa ni amkase obiyo betunya yo obeya so magana ni mudie pa ya hwehwe no akoni ni nti brother na itwa mu no ene frase ebi huduma na de wo mu ni se ansa no longa se betuni na ya ba Eastern region asase so no now before that Osman apamfo nyina oma wogidie wonimu se ampa obetumi to sasa no ema over 120 personalities I can name them some few of them also to say nyina ye to ye hugu so and ye call ye impesua so any police station for lecture area by lecture area edi na sem koto o mani se ofiso bam pesua ni no mo so ni adehye o mo ga si ahenfo o timi fo mo nyankwa eti no suma na pamfo na busuafo ni nuanom a MPP a o mo gidi se obetimi pisa na mo na ba o mo na so edi na dehye de abetu o mani se ampa e friend se emre na so ye nyame ye na dom na o twi bisi mu no o convert na bibie to ya o manga sabeba edi no masem abetu tie nyina yetu ye hu gumu memi say na me wo suhu constituency o for na bo atachia wo e wo bego o for na bo arafat o eguakwa o for ra samye nku o kopon o for ra ahenkura kofi mafo achiase no wo odan na o fa to say name them everybody benefit for honorable Ida honorable anodom press almost all the personalities, Honorable Kojo Preko in DC, Ofa Ade, Honorable Dr. Pata, the former Controller and Accountant General, the former Director General of Education, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwa, just say everybody goes beyond. Wami Mudian, United the former Regional Secretary, the former regional ministers, both them, the immediate past, and the Honorable Dankwah from Kojo. It's only I think that to bonnet to and almost two of MPC and then one of Abubudi, Debris P. In the Cocan some show. Just an Uquada, and an answer what they change, and a mirror, a bar region. Or by election, it depends. Almost here for what some Mama called the nation. So I need to be a chief. Corona Oma, your big constituency, Nadia Shaw, Monsano, constituency executives, the regional executives. Obiti Kaya born 12 months. Whom we are son of our polling station for now, or my call soon. To be sure, the constituency officers and the regional officers, and the former executives, and the former council of elders, and the present council of elders and patrons. The Mira, Obisha, not nothing but two. So, we're covered in a year and past Eastern region, a regional. So, the Shen and William Kessben. If it's a mirror of a sumuno, Nanado Dankwah Kufuado, or a sumuno. I had no free. Or no sooner, or free, no bank of ground, or the swan and sat, some may or my penny abedage. She said, there you are not in a pro Bobby Frack, yes, yeah. And the night to say, after an invention, I didn't say, but qualified, yeah, and then I had, and I was so frashy. And I'll be frashy. If you can start here, Quadano, I will go before the super. And there's about 6 constituencies a year of a Bremen constituency, and a Koko constituency, a Betifi constituency, a Priority constituency, a Front Place North and South, and a woman Abisham, a war, and Koko, Nemira, a Swedi, and to say a catch-up. I was sent a Wangasa, only a pump for ya, Modia, a story be a Nemo Tiger Eye. Moti a circle so from one issue of Mufubia. Nanka was said Mundi Monibation. I was before the sober. Kojo Republic.
Yes, Kojo Republic.
So the Monibation. You go for my independent. You independent, you are an Alcohol Republic. If you make independent, you call Republic. If you do Republic, call them one. That will say yes. And part. The man is welcome.
Okay.
And she says so. You one who said, yeah, MP, you know, the truth one the prime ministers of the constituencies, you know. We understand you move to no area press conference. Say, and then it's now called Republic. The Republic of Kojo say, and then you declare the support for His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Something in our teaching in the church and say, do you know and the division one? Now, why you be paying? The new dear, the whole brassier, the Cassa in Kabon MPP channel, or when you know, do Manisha or no, and like you should be an Israelson. And you know, when you know, Stevie. Only now to qualify to be a candidate, so. But it's a net, ration, only now to do this in India, a hundred while. Only now to the Omodia about the Into the 15 MPs declared their fully support in the land of the Republic of Kojo and the constituencies in that particular MP. And now, almost they want some 2 or say. Yeah, you depend. About yet 2 are bringing a Ghana for Ubia. Yankunu, may I try, may I say on me. And part the history also guide us. Say, the offer free, or rolling to time, every sister Abria. But so rolling to time here, no free, friend, military, and no buy, but Ghana for yet to back with sympathy. The sympathy vote comes with a clear evidence by saying that say any partner here, I had a one could do a honey limon. If I say this to give me 2 minutes, I'll give you the evidence by saying, oh, rolling to cry, and then Kojo meaning I mean she do already. Now make me catch us. I mean 32 years with this current dispensation. Let me do what they do. Yes, first, they never see in fear, bro, I do know me and son. But that is to say, I can't claim number could be 57 by next few months. What you say? If it's 32 years, yes, first, you know. Now, this current politics are doing, and then it's a customer. What you say? And this car near the boy who suffers from it. And you get and another person. And the more wrong is ever over this current democracy. It's no immigration or the military dictator and appearing to the Mamika will be sure. Then the sympathy voter over all is young, power Ghana member, they are to about to be that. Now you got to about get a month for can't get to around this in the warfare.
No crepa.
Ghana Bruni thinking grandma and warfare. And then the two Saban. President Kufo, a buyer, 96, only 2 years in the year 2000. Yeah, for Twaba, yes, it's Dante Giant to do so you. And I'm a boy. Not yet the camp, not because there's a work before Waba, was very young. Professor Mills, any Nana Kufo to buy the same thing. Now you can't Professor, Wako 2000, Wako 2004. 208. You can't say Professor Mills. Wakobi Wabre, young someone. Do you want to tell me say now as if I don't know you're popular? No. Be a one civil activist. I get demonstration could be no from any example, Unigolf. Mira, now we're talking about you're popular. But Ghana for two abano because at the time I'm not on could for ballot box with a ballot tip and the only picture they saw was Professor Mills. And you know, a whole back when I was in Green so bad. And they bet to my Professor Mills. Miguel Kufwado in the year 2016. That was the major shift. Kufwado Akubi, Wabre, Gentlemano, and Anabwa. You know, you can't run away from the history. In fact, near and your president today, President John Mahama, John Mahama, Udia Kune, the test your apart from the MPP, Uncle Tuaban, one of the strongest appeal from the citizen. Say you can't say, Ora, John Mahama, Wako, Wabre, now, Prophet. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, him. Honestly, I mono. Papa Radio, or Kokra, on Kubim. I had a Holy Breaker. Okuya, on Kubim, Mahmoud Baumia, name. And then NDC is bringing a new candidate.
Okay.
Obiel said, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and Namoa with two. At the Kessben Ghana for Ghana for Beshin and young woman picked a Ghana in India who flat here economy.
Okay.
And you know, not in Pennsylvania and Piscina, did it say, New Dia, yeah, no more constituency. The GD ever paid in a quite a boy.
Okay.
I start now on the look, I say, the new get a share by one, not yet some one them. Okay, and the Yakan Ghana card near there. This is the first time in history, and right, UK Prime Minister, or say every adult in the UK will soon be required a digital ID card. A digital ID card. UK, baby, DDA, and Bob Busia, your colonial master. Now the idea of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, I say the UK, ever adapted the digital ID card. And see, some and Kumono and of course. And they didn't more the different also a buy, the DBP, while big kind, the bow down, I saw a Chimansan, so you be share the Padudono, a Honomo, constituencies be in here or da Swedru, Achiase, Manse across so and of what you be and a domina a bishai and an also two and to each realm. So Momana Quina or better party in album and yakin to and yes, custom. Sabi Ghana, obie ni hono more than the bottom sika the Ghana for. And you see that it is obi wo sika no ba no se me wo sika me wo business mo fa to me mamia and yen the bottom sika no the Ghana for. But the ideas ni dia be boa man Ghana sabi ene ye kan mobile money probability yeah and then almost about 100,000 vendors. Mira, and then it is almost about 800,000 vendors for mobile vendors in this country. 800,000. If in between was creating job over 700,000 jobs, individual work. And this is the idea. If you know another year can say you'll be always the said delegates better to be the boy two or we say on a share more and I don't know if you since 92 man physical system so yeah physical and carry elections in the year 1998 between Kufo and Nana Kufuado Kufo yeah but at the Brazil Ghana for who say new deal baby and part of what we want to buy or be sure and for media consultations with that was the first time Ghana for who governor in this country. It's yani memoir de ba sikamai bibi sikamai ewo friends Asamanke and now if you frase here your call block if you trouble any about a Buapa block, a Buapa Chebi, any background, any Kukure to me, any Mutimo, and Wadauma, and the busy. You are born in 20 in Najuno, and the busy or the regional capital, it's a region. I say, you're born nice for block, Nanu, a Kratin block, New Jabi North and South block, Suhu block, and then you know the Kambo, a brick. And the Beckham boom, not in a baby. It was fantastic. It was before a 54 T-shirt never Wabontino. Brand never Wabontino. We don't need to change it. It's the brand that said, with your position, and you have been a T-shirt for. Be able to say, I buy a for 2 years. A buffalo, and I buy a party for me, and a man, a monster, a buy. Nobody can blame Dr. Mabu Mamia upon that particular election.
All right. And Sana Obekokrano, how do you respond to this one? Where my last question. This is coming from Dr. Razak Kojo Preko. He posted this, Dana ministers, and I said how you really respected them by giving them that huge, as prime ministers of Eastern Region, 15 out of the 33. No, this is what Dr. Razak Kojo Preko social media or say 15 members of parliament out of 33 constituencies in the Eastern region have endorsed Dr. Bawumia, and members in his camp are extremely excited. Laughable. Let's do simple arithmetic calculation. 35 minus 15 is equal to 18 constituencies. Mathematically, 18 is still a larger number than 15. Dr. Bawumia's camp is still not good at even basic data handling. No wonder they are equating 1.7 million votes deficit to Aka 9P. Let even assume, without admitting, that all the 87 members of parliament will endorse Dr. Bawumia, we will still be left with a larger figure of 189 orphan constituencies to take over. Respectfully, carefully, looking at their faces, it shows that the confidence of winning is zero. This is coming from Dr. Razak Kojo Preko. How do you respond to Sadiwe? Yes, sir.
Sometimes, I am not academically. The best must be now, you did not show such intelligence. Okay? You know, me person a call. So a doctor.
Aye.
So oh yeah, arithmetic, you know. So yeah, math or trying see, and we use academic wisely to do an arithmetic. Could be who say on one that I will fail number one, because in mathematics you can't put all of them together. So obviously, it depends on where you do, whether you do his subtraction or multiplication. You have to group them. And you say, optimal, no, yeah, and I say, number one, you have to define the domain of the orphan constituency. What do I say? So kind of orphan constituency is that now maybe Kojo Preko say you have almost about 18 orphan constituencies. I would say 15 minus 33 or 33.
I would say 15 minus 33.
Yes, he says don't put 15 3 more. I got 18. 18 your orphan constituencies. Upa in the simple arithmetic. Oh, the American church. They said there was that areas one. We have a open free for everybody. If you want to say a share about me, I own your beer. Oh, I never mark no any but that. We normally teach radio so as a omo your president. This is why we are coming to teach our children mathematics. What we are saying is that Mira, your co-election, there is 25 MPs, your cause. We need 24 out of, I'm talking about Eastern region, to change your own team. There is 25 in the cause, and you need 24. Okay? 24 now your cause. Mira, and now, Sophia Antoata, and I'm Miami this year, Minia, and the school, every free. So, call by-election. We lost the by-election. The 15 members of parliament now is 23. And the 23 will remove 15. And the day declaration. That is why I call them, I specifically use my word, say, the members of parliament, and what are, remove 15 now, or we the prime minister. Now, over constituency, when we know prime minister. In Kenya, mathematics no anything.
Okay.
It is so they should take their time. Revere them. Education has been easy to have PhD. To have PhD. It is a you are not talking from your own Confucian perspective there. And you are speaking from the genuine point of your mathematics. This is how you do your analysis. This is how the MP did the analysis. Anything like that, 15 out of 23. Did you read the communication? Because you want communication now, we see it. All this topic can tell the three constituencies. It's your number 5 how much. They specifically say 23 out of 15. You were 18 a year of fan constituency. You need a battle.
Okay.
What do you say? The 18 you saw you lose you. Woman contest to Honomo, the opinion leaders, PC, any idea, and I yet can want them, and I'm to be from supporter. I can make that you say the 18 you grant that PC needs for parliamentary aspirants needs more direct contact dealing with the police station delegates, you know. Let's make that you say no just no more credit or another 15. Into God go come another time.
Okay.
This is not what we are talking about. It's political confusion.
Okay, all right. Chairman, Medasipa, your point for Nadim Como. Mr. Medasipa, your name, Chairman Kojo Preko Dankwah, Eastern Region Coordinator, Emma Ayeda Baumia Camp, and Yenono AD and Komono, FA the campaign. Na ora Dr. Baumia Ashasiya from the Eastern Region and Hong Kong D and 10 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. or text messages and I feel so WhatsApp messages in nano about me training in making kind in amount Kasafide so I've seen I've seen Massa Wood me who Eben me who Tomla Mudini in making kind amamo enchekra making kind in amam because me who say more cancer making kind in ma me kwa humano subium na mene Dr. Nana Yaw Mreku or international relations and African politics expert na yendi enkomo Bijiri say what's the cost when it comes to US any deportees of prisoners. Among for one person better no more be enough to prisoners. I said you for say a hot year you to me for much hope you na that's how habro so and I say baby do machine avenues Ghana yedi ehu movie and other 4 African countries ama yedi prisoners ni bi mo ye deport omu nyina eba o mining. Mijiri yesu say what to say just about 2 days or 3 days ago. The minority when it comes to a foreign affairs committee and regional integration a parliament hold a press conference saying say the foreign minister Ablakwa amba parliament amfa nhihye pa sefata says woni oman bi so nhihye bi say yarba beto ho no wamfa amma na omugina so and omugi first phase of prisoners I think there were almost about 14 na 30 Nigerians and then 1 Gambian or so they mine so reasons are abino emaye as against what minority can. And then in itself, what the US is trying to do and opening up other African countries, and also a problem be doing here. But my doctor and Shasi and Nafi, Yen Shedi, ABC, Sam Komo, we doctor, marching eba Kessben matches well. Bibi Abokode.
About the other of my income.
Nice, yeah, that's it. Say your friend, waji so fair so. May I say any comment? These issues of deportees under Donald Trump, the African countries, be Swatini, South Sudan, Ghana, Rwanda, and all that in Nano. Our master GG prisoners ni be abano. Make I say none be Guantanamo Bay for also the ABP mo Ghana Hano Masisiano, Meno Kasem Somukemu, Ama Kofan Sembibre na ebaye. What do you make first of? The issues of Donald Trump taking a decision and then the African countries also connecting to say listen, we will do it first off. Now, for other details and so.
Yeah, so I found them so all on the phone.
So,
but I think more to the point, US and new administration now.
Okay.
Administration now, Obama. I did back when a general swear to Obama immigration policies. I'll say about who show me by the national minor, a sign migrant or do my back into no dear. Or but illegal immigration now, a fast man for Bombay Green, or start if you hadn't criminals.
Yes.
Yes, I said he saw that message to the core of his supporters, Having criminals who were not yielding the result are now okay. If you are moving a step further and or the bar or more overstay or visitors over US.
Exactly.
And also money result of it and moving bar students if anything visa applicants or more overstay. And also now M1 and or targeted country what you call country specific visa rearrangement. Country visa rearrangement. And no the Ghana so visa free 5 years about 3 months to England, And there are so many caveats, there are so many areas are all restructured. And one other thing is to say overstay US no. You see, they belong to nationals of other countries. They are nationals of other countries. Now, when you want to deport somebody who has overstayed in your country, they need what you call travel documents. We be all by US and the visa I expire in the passport. In international law, you can't send them back to their country. When traveling document, then it says if your man or person so nipa the passport and the country no few is either unwilling and are unable to issue them travel documents for you to bring them back. Nipa na or illegal immigrant to US or no so I intimate find money come back. No Trump na wa sasanko phone na say wa o mind person be my travel documents na intimi kono. I'm going to find what I call a third party state. No, they will route you to the third party if your country is unwilling or unable to accept you. In the Anona, Akwaba, Ghana, Yajipin, say, deported West African migrants, Ghana. Now, the attorney say, government, can say, these are West African migrants by existing ECOWAS protocols. They come here anyways. They stay here. They stay what you call visa on arrival for 30 days. 90 days. And they are here anyway. They come here without visa. And they say, They don't need visas from US to come to Ghana. In the name of that and in the name of humanitarian, how to call it, reasons, our Pan-African ethos, ideals, go back to our countries are almost free. Idea woman is there. You see, Ghana in international law, we are dual states. There are two kinds of, state law practicing state. You are either a monist or you are a dualist. Ghana, we are a dual state. They just say international agreement be out more between Ghana and any other state. Because our laws reign supreme over international law. No? What it means is that international treaty be ever course between Ghana and Amambian. It has to be subjected to parliamentary approval for it what you call international law domestication. Me domesticating. It's minority national now. We can say share. Maakye nipa 14 first one by Yankawe. Mo san beji 40 abeka ho a. Esene fata say mo famra because MOU there. But looking at the gravity and the momentum of what the implication this has in terms of national security, in terms of reintegration plan, there submitted to Parliament. Now you feel the womb. Now, some more the nipa 40 now ever buy and then Abba. Because Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution, it gives us a clear precedence of how international treaties are supposed to be interpreted. In fact, I said there is Gitmo 2 or Gitmo 3. There's a legal precedence. A share or man, a secretary, the BISA also was executive branch, and as a sum of the ballot legislator. And so BISA me and these are some of the nuances. But as an international relations expert, what I've said is that look, if it be unconventional diplomacy, and you be a back upon Timbeka, Honorable Kojo Preko Dankwah say, rightly so, no, as it stands now, there is no financial benefit or financial commitment to Ghana in accepting these deported migrants. Menyesho says kebi omu na bibi a eje oha nka onka. Na emomu no bibi ni hokra bibi ho. If you say ade bi a yeye bia no, it is in the interest of Ghana. If it is not inherent to the interest of Ghana first, we won't do it in the name of good neighborliness to the deported migrants. After all, we are thinking about ourselves first. And this is what I'm thinking. This is my thought. I've said the Trump administration, it is what you call a transactional, pragmatic government. If you have something to the table, he gives you a check. And to share and say, Trump administration has slap you on Ghana concerning Millennium Challenge Compact and saying, Oma withholdi, USA that Oma withholdi, tariffs are Oma slap you on us 15%. Visa arrangement, so just say it's been back and forth. Into I think this is one of the ways, meeting the U.S. halfway in the U.S. achieving its immigration objectives. No, maybe, and I stand to be corrected. Maybe the thought is that the U.S. then relaxes on some of the harsh initiative is taken against Ghana. If they almost consider as friendly allies in Tina, I'm thinking maybe in the hopes of doing these things, then you have a leverage to say, look, we are helping you achieve your immigration policy, even though it is not stated like that. No, how can you also help us in some of these tariffs, in some of these visa arrangements, harsh ones, in some of these funds and grants that are being withheld?
And the angle now, Wafano, has also been something that I also keep talking about and also thinking about. Say, if the government goes very open, maybe with Parliament to say, okay, these are the things that I want to do. Therefore, as I say, because the Kaiser president or media encounter, no, he did mention some of these things that you did. Or see, already we know. Tariffs, we know the visa, we know all those things. So, my thinking was that okay, then we are doing this one in the name of seeing to it to say also no go and yememu amayen na yesu to me afamu kakra se ne beya ye ho eso ebetoye. But how would the parliamentarians or the parliament believe say we know sekebi endim? Are we so sure?
Oh, well, this is something beyond me. We want to believe the chief diplomat of the land for what he says. Because, look, the U.S. government, these are information that will be out there. If there is a financial commitment and the Ghanaian government is unwilling to divulge such information, What I say? This is not something you can hide in plain sight. I want to believe the chief diplomat of the land say at this point there is no financial commitment. According to him, the U.S. government approached Ghana as a friendly ally. And according to whom, we in Rwanda and the UK agreement now, Rwanda stood to benefit millions of pounds and thousands of pounds now. And I want us to believe. I wanted to take his word for that, because if this is a lie, eventually the truth will come out there. There was some financial commitment, but as of now, I want to believe Honorable Kojo Preko for what he said. But like I said, even if you don't benefit directly, we are benefiting in some way. I don't think Ghana is for that Christmas to go around wanting to accept West African deported migrants in the name of globaliness or in the name of Pan-Africanism. Now remember, the core objective of every country's foreign policy is national interest. And beyond the surface, Ghana stands to benefit in some way.
Okay. The time maybe Sasa say when Trump did mention, say, for instance, this Salvadorian Abrago Kelma or Casa or the name called Swatini, then he made it public. But there are other articles that I've read where they are saying the Kingdom of Swatini has demanded some huge sums of money. I mean, for that particular program now, US percent on your like you rightly said, they put it on the table, and then I don't know whether it has been approved or not. But Bibi Sano, as against the idea, say because in the name of Pan-Africanism and then ECOWAS, as against Swatini, that is saying that listen, I will take some of these people, but hey, put some money down or put some huge sum of negotiation down, and let's deal with it.
Say in America, a country behind a national interest. In the granted say we are taking Honorable Kujato's word for what he said, then that means that our national interest is being pursued, but we are not, it's not in the form of cash down, because sometimes the non-monetary benefit in diplomacy, right, has enormous implications even than the cash downs, because it's towards policy readjustment.
Okay.
Just imagine, we are able to restore visa reciprocity arrangement. They are able to then strike that 3 months to restore it to the 5 years multiple entry. They are able to lift that ban on the Millennium Compact, the Millennium Compact now. Just imagine the implication, the monetary implication of that. And the other things are it will substitute, it will play a compensatory role to monetary arrangements. And I make a country beyond a national interest and how they choose to pursue it. Some would want direct financial commitment. Some would also think of the non-monetary commitment that has an equal weight, or gravity. It can. And it is only time that will tell how these arrangements. But I think that the right thing to do under the second, but now we need, and then the West African deported migrants. What if the U.S. government keeps giving you pressure? Look, now we have more people. Because the governments, U.S. governments now realize you need them, then they have a leverage to also force so many things on your neck. So, and then I am a West African deported migrants, and I offer a convenience for you geographically and diplomatically. Into no geom. Or the Ecuadorians. Or the hardened criminal, my person doing the bagana. What are they? These borders on national security, these borders on economy, these borders on integration arrangement. So it is only better that the body that is responsible for doing that approves it. I don't think that the Attorney General and the executives and the Foreign Ministry are the well-equipped department to do this. I, in my opinion, think that in the interest of Ghana's democracy, and the thing is that there is already a government majority in legislature. I mean, in Parliament.
Yes.
So this is not going to be very cumbersome to implement. This seems to me like something that will have very little reluctance and hesitation and a pushback. And I think going forward, these are some of the things we have to do.
Okay. And the minority inform you when it comes to the issues that they are raising.
No. I don't think so much from Kra. I don't think so much from Kra. And that is where I have a problem with Honorable Kojo Dankwah, such a fantastic, gentleman. When he says that he has inherited a number of memorandum of understanding that never saw the four corners of Parliament, and yet they are working. You see, the fact that something is being done as a tradition doesn't make it right. Sometimes, option why cost and benefit analysis. You examine the gravitas of a seminar. You don't have to continue making it a tradition. So I don't think minority, AFOM. If I can end it here and run away, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem. You better say see anyway. You come up. You say Dr. Nana Yao, Mreku International Relations and African Politics expert, and you know AD and Komono. 26 minutes past the hour of 8. We're Kessben matches so meeting at the Amansanson for Kojo Preko Dankwah. And check you be discussions in Ewa Hanum. Aaron, a do entry. Or a member of the MPP communication team and I so citizen of Ato Dazi. And also Ebetrans, the General Secretary GCPP, and I face so Kojo Bois, what translated a former youth organizer Ayawaso West Wagon, and also Betrans and Afi, ye DM Comonia share the Ecoina. But it's interesting, before I read your text messages, I saw this article on Major Online and coming from World Bank. And I'm say making kind kakra na usu utie bi na fe yehu de eko ene de eba. Now headline they say World Bank rejects Akufo-Addo's government's COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war defense for 2022 economic crisis. World Bank rejects Akufo-Addo government's COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war defense for 2022 economic crisis. So mechanic what in the year World Bank for ese omunjin tum emrana Akufo-Addo aban was one reasons omumaye say economic crisis na ye womu no na COVID-19 sorry and na face so Russia Ukraine war no World Bank say omu engine tum de nti omunjin tum no omaka ne bebre e wa hanom. Now, it says that the World Bank has dismissed the Akufo-Addo administration's long-standing claim that Ghana's 2022 economic collapse was driven by global shocks, stating instead that the crisis was fundamentally self-inflicted. Just say, "Yan ye disa or how no ema ye hu na enye World Bank, enye Ukraine, ene COVID matters no ene ma sa asem no." Kessben 92.9. Netie. In its 2025 policy notes on Ghana, the bank was equivocally, and this is what they stated, the deterioration of global condition due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian Federation's invasion of Ukraine was not the cause of the 2022 macroeconomic crisis. Rather, it merely exposed an economy already beset with deep structural vulnerabilities and precarious macroeconomic conditions. Almost say, sa ohani yekomu 2022 na yede subone bo Ukraine and Russia for ntokwa no. Na yede bo COVID-19 no. Almost say anti sao. Na mum no na oman na mu no economy na kasa na no na anwe ne sende da. Structures na ne yede ye oman no sikasem ni nyina no na asai. Enti shena ne yede hye eye enema mienu COVID-19 and I feel so yede hye eye Russian Ukraine war no dabi emfa enya de ebefa. Now it's interesting. Now when you read the final message of the State of the Nation address, then and as a former minister, former president, Nana Akufo-Addo Eko Kinkan, this is what he said. Or say, Mr. Speaker, our economy took a bigger hit from the COVID-19 pandemic and ensuring consequences than had been anticipated. And in 2021 and in 2022, we were in accustomed trouble. Our economy, which in my first term had been widely acknowledged to have performed creditably, marked by the longest period of single-digit inflation 7% average GDP real growth rate and strong external balances was on its knees. This is what a former president then Ekache State of the Nation address. Today we are hearing from World Bank say Asemna a former president Kaye any excuses, that is how I will term it now. Say omodema yen say enunti ana ama eye economy no na anwe ne se eno so ka hunti ana ma nyema bebre na touchment na omofi aban mu no. World Bank say omoboa ente sa nye sa na asem ne tie eno na World Bank for eka acheye anope. Very interesting. Unya kinkan bi. I mean can text messages na fi na the citizen continue the ambassador at large waba walande the citizen of omomu na wo atudazi wabetena say you be din komo pa na ahwe de eko ene de eba. We say good morning, I am Okan from Bantama in the Senate West District. Also Honorable Okujeto is a big okay, I'll not read it now. Pettiness is his only achievement. Okay, blocking us from UN trip just to show how sorry, insecure and then blah 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 blah, just to show how we were powerless. Well, while some regional youth organizers are also at the UN New York with no reason, because of Honorable Asafo-Ejei visit, those who are in the Cote d'Ivoire but in position blah 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 blah. Okay, and also let me read this one from a teacher Constitution Riamwase or say, can JDM lecture on Gaza when conflict rages in his own backyard? He downplayed COVID-19's impact on Ghana's, but acknowledged its global devastation at the UN. Okay, so there's a difference. I mean, impact on global as against your own country. The NDC government should focus on solving Ghana's problems rather than lecturing others. Their failure are evident in the struggles of ordinary Ghanaians. Greetings to Honorable Dr. Yao Educhu, Honorable Mavis, Howard Kumsin, and Mr. Owusu Bempa, Inshayeso MPP Chairman, Hopeful. And then this one is from Masawood in Kumasi. Masawood, may I sure say Bibia Boko. Say Ghana is being led by a group of mere incompetent people who lie their way to power. The rate at which Ghana's water bodies are being contaminated due to illegal mining activities is very much alarming, and the situation poses severe threat to public health and access to clean water. State of emergency must be declared now. Hashtag Baumiabeba 2028. Regards to Honorable Sampine, National First Vice Chairman Hopeful, and Dr. Baumia still maintain. And this one is coming from Meben Kwabenya. I say thanks to the President JDM for selling Africa the way he did. He didn't gossip or sell out Africa in a bad manner, as we saw some time back by a certain former president. Aban Papa and Ghanaians are proud of JDM. Greetings to my bosses, Courage, Makafu Nenepeku, and Mr. Akwesi Mensa of PSC Tema Shipyard. And also, Nedia or de Eba, no. This one is coming from Tomla, Mankransu, or say, His Excellency John Dramani Mama has always distinguished himself as a great leader, and he has conspicuously did that yesterday at the world stage. He spoke the truth with clarity, confidence, bravery, and loudness. As a Ghanaian and African, I'm very proud of him. Truly, Nkrumah never dies. Also, Nedia or the Ebaye and no. Let me read this one before I come back to AM Paying for Meshach Ashanti of Amasaman. Okay, right. President Mohammed's address to UN conference was so fantastic, which he needs to be applauded. He couldn't have said it better than what he said yesterday. His personality alone is a plus for our dear country, Ghana. He showed to the world that he is indeed a courageous person, which he can boldly look straight in the faces of authorities and tell them the truth. And that is what he did yesterday. His speech represented Ghana and Africa at large. This is the kind of leader we have been looking for. Thank you, Mr. President, for your boldness, courage, and firmness you exhibited yesterday at the 80th UN General Assembly Conference. And also, Lydia or the Eba, 85 minutes past the hour of 8. Now, Kayepco Group of Companies, I mean, can show say say ope akwentu bi atu akọ US sorry akọ aman bi a opese okọ su bia no say Dubai say bia ne dia kan nyina de me pacho one Kayepco group of companies for ND and kono mebo ye pa when it comes to travel and matters dia omo ene dimu akotini ye pa so kwako sua de na say djuma kakra kwako ye na so da bebo abusuanfo de Kayepco group of companies in so ne omo edi enkomo sa so ena sebi se opese ope cars papa efi Japan na utumi de ye adwuma ana utumi yusu na eche ye ma pa de a very affordable ones so a na ye Kayepco for ona se okọ na oni omukodi nkomo efa cars papa efi Japan omo wo anya market Deeper Life Junction honom ena omo ewo from on 0556 735 422 0556 735 422 and I say 0556 702834. Now one Kayepco group of companies ND and Komo. 37 minutes past the hour of 8. Bichiabio, Sisi anadu efidi na to Kessben 92.9 meda wa se. Sa so anadu efidi no ato Kessben TV anopeya me no kase ya meda wase amasanso for Kojo Preko Dankwah matenase 914 FD dwumedie no aba ewieye empenfo atenase yenko na fe yenko di nkomo kakra na yenhwe de ekoso man nim the whole of the week so no issues no ina ebedi hu nkomo but of course ensem wo ho a esese yedi hu nkomo yie pa empenfo bicha mu nyina bibia bokode yes nice yes you that's pa at large minister Walande continue Walande ene one say now no more aba no ni nua bema esuso tukwan na hwan biom makati se makati ni ono so tukwan be ye di enim ebia ne body betimi a kire ebia omano eyi so ono so ntoa so na se ono besi na nemu
me ne de bibia ezeba fa
nje ebia na
check me nya no
ebia no so ko Rwanda dia
ebia no ko African countries of person
mo ko pa
because of that go ko da ko divu abonti be say 1 week
oh okay
e don the African do pay
musa Matthias here since bia boko there
munia Kojo na pay michio
Mr. so
na me nkodo me mbɔ ma aba do adwuma pa mo yɛ mo man Ghana
yes yeah that's it
mo kwai na me monitor show no na me share production team
yeah
me share ma Munua Kojo yɛ bo na yenua makati baby o wi an pe
yechia no bibi o she bia Kojo ni mo ntumi nka bia no yechia no
because we be the first time maybe say Kojo in the makati we
hu za yechia no
nti Kojo nyim za no chere no mu yazin
hu za na so no yes enya exam so na ba mu dia Matthias ye twen Aaron e serious entry member of the MPP communication team no so attendance na fe ye di enkomo ye pa but clearly Kojo answer ebeba the topical issues within the week which has to do with of course Galamsey issue now minister say Sisiano where ye declare AF forest zones and afi so water bodies in no as national security zones ebeba no so na afi ahwe say whether is moving that step be forward and also ebeboa na afi hu de ekoni de of course campaign also with the primaries in afi so united within the MPP and all that but clearly that may kind World Bank report but be say a TFU hotel now World Bank is telling all of us apparently the issue of excuse that is what now we have to see it now that the COVID-19 war and after so Ukraine Russia war and the defense say 2022 economic crisis na yekomu if yes and man way apparently World Bank say you reject it na enye papa let me take your take on that now for yembra other matters so
Kojo been for kwenye so na menchete for na hwefo
obi ajo so
me ato citizen yeah o kontudu to boba on fa hwe ma eno pe ne ha
o sa
African there so tu kwa na ba na for bibia ma on tu kwa empa kede enkeye eno do onya ho ade nti no modern ezo tu bibi ba okay na me fa ntia kese mo mi fie me ma hwa Monday to we na me ko ba bia no pa de me no wie show no azama ko sports team unu sa Ghana ha sports team papa bi enu edu mudi no
David yes
the guys are too much
yeah they are so good
telling you
so good
and perform in sana mo to too much o me deep
I'm more proper analysis how to say yes
between Franco for who am na bo two dem bibia say you man who say sports men per sports pa
oh okay
nti Bitiwia na mape bibia na matwe o no so aba mo ya de yankopon enhira mo but am peke mo nkrofo fi
yeah that's it
Kojo na word man why now
that's a good question
why now 20
your mic near mommy yeah
adentinane since nkrofo edi ade ye defend o mo ho opposition party for say there be no credit ye hwe niam ekoso ne ade nyina indications of bibia basika ababeka monsa enhihye boni na mo yeye entinye no credit World Bank it was more rep so no more rep mo bibia ukre mu munim bibia ye de 2019 yakọ 2020 2021 2022 20 and some year collection and the World Bank by the 2023 mu and 2022 one to am bonti am bie mu out Ghana for nyina and e wiase nyina say da bi o e bad management na mo ye dey mo ye na ko do sa COVID-19 and Ukraine war no even Ukraine mpa war na simple no wo musika sem no mtoto ye na dey e papa che mo de wo bibia e koso wa bibia nzu krom ade na ade no bebo ho safo yin every year bia sikasa ni ana man de bam COVID-19 buy no Kojo betima catch say Ghana for beboa ye pa o e beboa ye papa so hwesika e fin crofo ma mazu nkura kese so e de bra yem ye enya ya se COVID-19 ni we 2025 e wo mi nya hwe se benya sika no is unya sika we nyina na akono to gimi mu etoto man crofo kwa be say 1 week and 3 days asa na de no bebo hu safo yin because for no nti e dey say yet kro we mu and one of the NPP first vice northern region was Upper East one of the lady no parliamentary candidates ba bonten ebe chesi kai chiche ya no answer vice ninsa kan mu chesi ka we cross board ema mu discuss ye ni ebe grow madam as ye ni ma na hu ya ye kan sansem cheche ni ma mu nyina wordman no edi wa me ka hwe and now wakoko transia wo mu ko mba bi o mu de ani wuoko ya nu sanya no kra ya to abati o mu afa na mo di cheche mu ye fanye dai it was hard you me fan so be the Polafuku so that me Polafuku do me big brother bibia me penance me ko be di chairman to niam yi onya case why ye di antman ka sada akufu ara ko pe ba bi ata obubu agire ne ho no afa na sorry a radio to radio TV to TV afa na wo cheche ya bo oda ba want be so be du soko ban e ho na ba be dede e ho na ba dede emfa so bi ani so what was say we are bold about so da ban ho wo ko so
eh ba for say bi so da ban ho
enti ana do so ko mubu ba bi e bobo ko no kra wansu what ma fa normal ko jo tiase enti you want ba me just the World Bank e twa ba bonti ba be catch Ghana for say enya no kra NPP funds mo ka ye fa nya dai ni e pesansem we need bi kwa collection ye pesansem na wiase nyina because en krokit ngite mo twa won hia boy Burkina ni Togo muni ade asabia mu se benya ye nu se wani mu chia ompo no mo kono me mtu to ni years atam no e ma niam ko so ekufo na busuafo ne namfofo ene ne yire muni ade asa niam ni apoto ye ka mo ye di mo anka bibia enne mo ba betete ya no pai e de report we ba si ye nkan fanye dai Miss International when the say om do bugiri mu crowd o giri ho awon ti ase
oh so we be can say a report on mo ye report on matenansia since report ni nti om 2025 policy note no mo de buy no and e can say we na
a chedo so say number na dia a che so say number in the Africa for the abone fund base 99.9% do papa ne kakra bi to be delay dia enti don't say believe in spiritual something than God we be anu Nyankopon do fa ne bo onto ntem but in popom ni ade the pet team etia na esu ho no otima say enti za oni Africa ni ya de antempa no na wu say ba bia akọ ne ho ye tro enti say ni uko ni san be yi no ma advice bi na some de ba bontia no de aba na obi ahu say ni so mo nko no e no mo ko ni say e no be boa dan sam betwen pepenso so na de aba obi abeka mu nya mo asem kan nya tie go me ba me tie working car report ni ade you say emrant ya ma ba mu World Bank is some dey agro nya agro ni edu a obi a wo wiase wi anu say akufu ado ma mu obebu ye no e na de NPP adu sa ba bi wodui na no no say nya anwodia ko gina baabi ka kire Ghana for the Africa for say yen hwe baabi amamu ni ko enko yie we mre bi atwa mo gege mu tam na 1980 so baabi ge potim na ge kwa mu ada because you say o sabe abehye ni pa roma what the bonnier the dream we say and we busu for says kase wi ama wo brother kenofurata
we no tintim kase wo wi ama na evidence bi ani wo de kase bi asikasem na nko
won kofa ayi kenofurata mra no ma cheche ne yamam and cousin won yare wo a dia say ace crown won ya wo do mra ye wo ayi wa no ha no benum bi wo wi anu asa akora kwantu wa hye kutupa so you obi anum say wo ye obi pa we busu cousin straight e ka wo be wo ba brother cheche ne yamam ne abusu na di wonte wotuma say na busu no di enko perception in the film bi o me na me president when you obi am pointing kekewu say so much me mo am point obi keke ni bi into okono adwan pe different wo de busu ni ma di president brother be cheche ni yamam che Ghana for wo wi a no asako ba bia wo no akoto ayare hwe so simple ye wo kotan no akon no aboso se pa no edi na usuo di woni bone am wadi nti woni juri mo amaye nti no wabusu ni eso be cheche ni yamam no sikasem the whole MPs almost 100 catch us up pam unua no fi ho okay wo se da bi omo ye ya so okay ne mo 3 weeks me hye ne wi am pam no one pam no etwamu ko ya later wo se ma yi no asa obi ano advice so se afi mo na ko sheba bi odo nko president wo now they dig Ghana dream say wie ya wo man bag so wo se dwane o ne grofo na wi no so pa ntia de be banye ne wo na dwane no okọ Kojo na den because nya kufu adamamu akufu adamamu boni obebe kojo ya bre o me no ka sai wo pe o mpe o sa to abrante wo fefefe sei wo tu kwa ya gisa ofasoro akokuma sa na Cape Coast ni adade a wo fa fo manya yie ai bia 12-13 hours na da so fie kokuma se because akufu adamamu ofu nti wo be collection na wo musa de bintu nye no de nsa kokwesi o no wa dwiri kwa so no ase no Keko square tokro mutu wo no Kojo sa tokro na sa tokro no afeni ya feli sa tokro no minimum de potia no mo hwe ofom ho sa mamu no mo abu no mo de atete no de ase ni it word bank me de make actually sromo aban ya baba transfer we bibi na nya mema man nko 2 years o 1 year within that 6 months 1 year no ka say John Dramani Mahama baby anu nkrofo ko mo be think of mine no ye mfa kwa mu anya na mo man short report
on twem mo mu
mfiso enko pe ba bi yembre na ko fa woni report ba report dia na dey Kojo
matewase
etimi na kakra me kan say sere omo so omo monitor animo ne omo break quarterly and on benya mo famra bonten
because asem na wo kan no me kan report ni bi o ha no ma or say and you are right or say the human cost has been severe.
Thank you.
Or say the bank estimates that the 2022 crisis and its aftermath pushed more than 800,000 Ghanaians into poverty.
Thank you.
With income per capita stagnating around $2,200 per a decade, and poverty now affecting over 1/4 of the population. Enti nenka adan man fam mu se omugnya boss wa no nanka mo dia ba sana wo kan no
sana me kan diko mo de ba
anka sa 800,000
enu ho niema nu ho no enya kra de sebe kwase anan sana go mo sesa kakra na ko ma shift niema na ka brenda na ye komu no e ka bi esubati otuma se mo ye di amankofo ya kan ko gutokro no mo awie ama na do be wu anya wu awie wo de report no ba de ye fanya dai enu na me ka chom se pa mo chew amamwo we koso no me ka ho bi me boa ne ba ye nyina ya boa bibi koso na nya omunya ne ntentem no mampani oti asem John Dramani Mahama de na so ti asem we mon kan kire no obe corrections ntentem se de be ya Ghana fo nkokose wo ye wana wo ye nebi mu ansana mo de aba sa tam na se NPP o hin bi NPP se agu e be do 2028 na agu se ni pa ka mo po mo se Kojo na no na me tio pa wo demonstration ko
ai
when go form ko demonstration ade ko demonstration what we for no drag addict
okay ye hu say
wo nyina obi anya
interview clear course
wo nim de into do na agree po nya the so political opposition party we party get for GCPP na ade wo kro mo fa grofo we go demonstration it be a party we do not san grofo we go demonstration dia na sasa
okay
na me dia na me yan say we be obi the fine gentleman like Samia Okumuni ade na say mo we support us aka mo Samia da be na be power
Okay.
That 1,000 years, don't you mind?
Yeah, me that say. Kojo Ebuani Etene, and it's interesting. I mean, when you read the report, or say, about when you say warnings, maybe citizen, warnings were also issued about renewed fiscal excesses in the 2024 election year. The report cites on budgeted spending commitment of approximately $4.8 billion US, about 5.7% of GDP, much of it accumulated outside official financial management system.
Listen, my
Citizen, my menu I didn't share a report here, World Bank, Abbey. Yes, sir.
I think I will side with Minya Kojo. Sometimes World Bank memes or you say or ya bazo. This is not the first time. Abanbia Wadwa. Even when opposition is saying things about the economy, the World Bank seems to always side with government. That same government they always applaud for their discipline and their commitment to fiscal policy. You know? When you are with Fidua and the same World Bank comes to talk about that government, they did it to Mahama.
yeah.
Same thing. Into the World Bank, and I'm not too sure what it's supposed to mean. Whether they always want to be on the side of government for maybe because of once was I don't know. But I think they should also be up and doing it. You release 2022 reports in 2025. For what? Since I am finding the information you've given us, what are we supposed to use that information for? We don't want any distraction of distraction. There, we want to remain focused.
Thank you.
Since there is a distraction for us to be going back to be talking about 2022. Really, is this really necessary for us as a country? You can be an institution or a body or more money bearer or be on track. When you give them on-time information, that will be useful in their assessment of the governance of the country. But in my report, I read the 3 years old report is that it becomes a distraction, and it doesn't even help this government to be focused. This this government, or you say or the excuse another body. Like, what do you really want this information to be useful? But I've also realized the mischief. Some people are also putting what President Mahama said at the UN General Assembly about COVID-19, or where he wrote 2 years, 20 decades of poverty reduction fight. We used 2 years to just reduce that fight. And they are relating it to Ghana.
Exactly.
The president talking about Ghana. Or can globally. Yes, Ghana will be affected. COVID-19 when you do be our Ghana. Okay. Onye nsusu ado bon onye nsusu ado papa eso ma Ghana. Me Kojo akabisi kan kwa Ghana yenyen during that COVID-19 period. COVID-19 period, you know, na nkofo nka kranya mamba like the way we used to be. Into even the demand for the dollar and kofo. Into exchange rate was better in that year.
Yeah.
But strangely, that same year no so nyama ni bubi wo wa den okosor. So for instance, the containers, I mean, because I'm into freight and all those things. The containers are now worker bano. The quantum leap are just ekakra inyamareba. The cost of imports in Ukraine. So of course, so obviously the COVID-19 had its impact on the economy. But on no which there, if you have built better buffer, it's a because Mama, we are free there. All the buffers are depleting. There were buffers left by President Mahama.
Mm-hmm.
All the energy sector levy heritage levy heritage fund these were buffers created by somebody. I was so be buffer na dey Jayana. It is Jayana. If the baby for free people could have relied on. So yes, problems, challenges about obwa for you to rethink and look at the future. There, if I didn't maybe nenda so china to renchembisia, I will be better prepared for those things. Yeah, you know, there be a COVID-19 baba. Yeah, baby baba overcome kofu good name. Naze. So it has serious impact. Honestly, no bia you are over to work at the COVID-19 when you to bia. But they be a when it happened to Nigeria, they took a Ghanaian there to do homegrown rice. Rice. Emo Nigeria what dinu would dria or Nigeria. Or your Ghana you know the him no ye. And they made it possible. The one crack back because the money that they invest every year, what they cram mobano, no or one iron. And yet, if I didn't able boost off there during COVID-19, our domestication drive, you know, you to ya na monsi ya in for so ye hu in day say beautiful furisia we are self-reliant. Yenchere ye de anu kebi ye wie ne yesa ye ka day. And during COVID-19 time I said it that this is the time that in GCPP that yaka about domestication it should be followed. Because our borders were close. How do you become self-reliant? We are over-reliant on import. And Ikaya, President Akufo-Addo in opposition, said that he will change the country from the Gadgisburg economy.
Yes.
Which is on import.
Yes.
Obeno, or the Yama, Yemi, one of the key things I'm supporting former President Akufo-Addo on was that he was bringing domestication ideas. One district, one factory. Domestication. Planting for food and jobs. Domestication. Obeno, any end. How did we lay things down in the all benefit of money than the same policies? Now, you see, now what do Ghaniska? We have heard a lot of people who went for money from Exim Banker. What's what the KCC factories are? There is Sakura land. Nothing has been done. People are putting buildings in the bush. And nothing is happening. They watched on. You know, many people have taken monies up. Projects are after one quite a word again. Most show high no one find them projects. You know. So how do you deal with those corruption fights? So when we want to talk about some of these things that happened, they blame COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war. Yes, they might have their own impact. But I think they rather took advantage of it to do certain things and we would have avoided them. Okay. I think the time you are saying COVID-19, we're investing dollars in digging a national pool, swimming pool. So how do you then defend the COVID-19? Now, mama, what economy will shake? Because some of the investments are no idea, no more money to me for anything pay friend. We were not doing the right investments during that time. It's all more day when you want to explain that yes, COVID-19 shook the foundation of the country because Ejumafu Ofie, but you were still paying them. There were taxes which were not coming, revenues which were not coming, even though you got so much money and you even had surplus of it to support your budget. So it makes it difficult to have that intellectual discussion. When they compare it to the investment you were doing at that same time, why won't much biscuit no could about king. What you chase can and it's not member of I think she was a DC or MC. And she was aspiring for a parliamentary role.
That's the first vice chairman, one of the northern.
You understand? Yeah. These were things that they said. And you kept on and you watched them to say all these things. You understand? It's in then as a World Bank even though I say that World Bank, that means some of it is not. We shouldn't be distracted by it.
Okay.
I think that all of us should remain focused as a country.
Okay.
We know and we knew, even though the World Bank was silent. You see, and this is what for me, as a party not in government, it makes it difficult for me to support my brothers in the NPP on the intimidation war. Because even World Bank was silent during your time. They could not talk. World Bank don't want
harassment. The police won't change.
What about you?
What's the ultimate support or police harassment work? And yes,
I wish like woman and brain academy. I don't think that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But what I meant to say is the intimidation that you are talking about. That in terms of people being silent, because what I heard is culture of silence, right? And if you talk about culture of silence, if people were not able to speak about issues as they should have been spoken about during your time, people have only found their voices because they've strangely found their voices. And I like what he said. Also, now what
be that?
Chairman Afoko couldn't find his voice. He's now found his voice. You understand? We saw a lot of people who were quiet, teachers, headmasters in schools who were quiet, who could not speak about certain issues because they saw some who spoke and they were transferred. You know, so for me, that should not be the substance of the issue. But I just brought that in to tell us that if World Bank is going to give us 3 years information that is outdated, and we can't use it for anything now, we want to call on them that they should be proactive and give us information that will help us in our governance in a useful period.
Okay.
So that the information can be useful. But at this time, I don't think it's that useful.
All right. But as the citizen are told that's in here 10 and can text messages in the face or WhatsApp messages in and the Fabra making kind of on 055 056 7929 055 056 7929 making kind of amount Jumedie. So Aaron is still do entry at Tennessee. He's a member of the MPP communication team. What can I say? Aaron Pacho Biaboko there.
Many have been a boko.
Adeng.
Bibianya boko. Mamini can chair when it or T4. Say Friday class last week. Maakye
now we absent, yeah.
Na said minim say Sanke Eminianum NDC for and Cabin Chiriquai. But I never maba. Na me betray the NTR. Na miniha. The class prefect.
Aaron.
Class prefect in last week in the TN say deputy ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee of Foreign Affairs. Or MP or so my friend Nana Kwame Asafo Aye. And now or send them UN document be or more check the impact of the Binyiri fight. Oko Binyiri na affected 2 main constituencies. Yes, so Latuna Kaba and Bole constituency. Ira Mahama Hone the adjoining constituency. Between the Gunjes and the Brefus. Into a kind document near the foreign minister a call Abidjan. In fact, a Ivory Coast. A cohe displaced Ghanaians no kind nini di ebrabo NCC so. Na sa what na Ghana has say na ude okasanse ni say ade apa one way 78 million be adwuma nkofu bi betina o man mu akase utwantro akeka nsem bibre egu so enti ye bo anan led by the MP me or the meka team no ho if abrantie bi e friend PK Sapon from Whispers Media and nya photographer ba ko ka ho ayesi Abidjan Ukuada last week Wednesday and ne yawada no free Abidjan Eko Vonkoro, a 11 hours drive from Abidjan to Vonkoro. Then Vonkoro back to Abidjan. But you see, all kind of reports now, a check clearly said Nipa 48,000 and then Tokwana affect you 48,000 a year to aba Techiman, Samra Boy, aba Siye nyina. Ene bi nso ko Burkina the UN for no my exact number because they are not getting the communities. Ghana for it is a minimum. Sebi ato yere nchema to oma ometu afri Ghana. You see, one Ghanaian grano na Ghana ni ba akope ewa bontia eya na eya anase emu odi.
Yeah.
Na emu 13,000 ene ko Ivory Coast.
Okay.
Na 13,000 no eye splitted in 16 communities. Na dodo na ewo kuro bi efe no Vonkoro.
Okay.
Omoye mpem inum 5,000 ene wo ho. And I think a little over them. Na your foreign minister onzanka oma displace kosa nanka and tokwani si o man
I hope so we don't use time because we are now there.
Onye moderate.
What the topics
o the man nko
o mama kwa on chere me de men kan
research yes
to boase
na mo be 8 years
to boase
aha in festival me na
ye go do Vonkoro no Minister of Foreign Affairs ko no say nipa 13,000 e ko ni 8,000 are retain amanaka 5,000 meaning it waters down the impact of the conflict. Ebasa ada nkofo epese ekoboa ye nuanom omuaka edwemu no. Ebi kura beka so na 8,000 abafie dia 5,000 ete wo ye de. But ye kodu kuro no so enye no krese 8,000 a return.
Okay.
5,000 e wo ena 8,000 ye dispersed among 15 communities.
Okay.
Juma enye foreign minister Juma. This announcement should be coming from the Minister of Interior and National Security.
Okay. But be sure some more report more than
yeah, my report no, it's clearly to tell you that the foreign minister lied. Udintro. Udintro na dia ya to boase.
You said something that you said something that I really wanted to further. But we'll say Momo 8,000. You realize the 5,000 was not correct.
8,000 T. Me see 13,000 na kukuru niso. Na 13,000 5,000 Vonkoro. Minister ne ko Vonkoro pe. No ko Vonkoro who say 5,000 wo. E no say 5,000 if free 13,000. E no say 8,000 back. Back to Ghana.
And I can say,
and you no cressa because you go edi 8,000 here dispersed among 15 communities.
And I'm saying that 15 communities, you know, you were able to count them to know.
Oh yes. The national security has it. And I'm saying, at the end with Juma as foreign minister, you don't go and water down the conflict. Oh yes, Anna. Obi person ko boa ye nuanom e wo ho na. They will feel that okay, and menko Vonkoro pe. What about Nipa 15 Nkro 15? Na wo ho na e house 8,000.
Okay.
Last 2 weeks in so me ba ha be catch re o say. O right Juma no ai 60-40. O catch re me say ye deputy attorney general etro letter comma receiver was a Bank of Ghana say kwan omo dey revoke licenses na nya no kre. Mako busa. Mako akohwe nkratem. Godfred ye bo adam say de wo ka no. No krebieni.
Okay.
Na the attorney general na kan no. Opeso otwantro nti o say confidential information and also ono ankasa de no. He should bring it out.
Okay, me bro sisi my production for na one kasa working
no, and no here from attorney general.
Yeah, but
a press conference. One provided
press conference. It's not press conference.
Wait for it.
I'm talking about
Ebio
Odame there now or kase one kasa. Remember what working kan wa here sisi. So we're looking at issues that has to do with the World Bank report on their 2022 economic crisis. You know, they were saying it's World Bank the time the cross I can't tell me this, but you know, World Bank said or rejected the reason and the excuse that the then Akufo-Addo government gave say COVID-19 and obviously Russia-Ukraine war was the issue in the March 2022 economic crisis, you know. That's the report that they published.
Then 2022 crisis.
Rather, it was a messed up economy that the MPP government then, they call it a beset with deep structural vulnerabilities and precarious macroeconomic conditions. Reporting what I say. So just 2 minutes on the World Bank report.
I reported this portal. All kind of World Bank.
Yes, I'm reporting them 2025 policy notes.
And I say, is
it a
media platform being a report and I just want to know.
Whichever
I
way
just want to know because Thursday. Ejuma ye di no. Me no share several stations. But they say abu bi beka wo fi ontumam. Papa yin na da bi osori anopa. Ono do MPP news no real na. But it is fine. You see?
Yes, sir.
Whoever would water down the impact of COVID and the Russian-Ukraine war, that's same at his own peril. Enra Mampeni, John Dramani Mahama gives a very powerful speech at UN. MB before the opposition we are in, a very responsible opposition. In his speech, you find out in that speech, he acknowledging the point that COVID affected our economy. It is a World Bank here, boy, take over no. If we have deep structural problem, maybe if it's and COVID be why ni. So you cannot say that COVID did not play a role in the 2022 economic crisis I have here. Then again, the MPP government did not shy away from responsibility. You would clearly accept that the government accepted we were in tough times. We accepted responsibilities and worked towards it. That is the essence of governance. And Minyame or Ordinance no case World Bank no timer now omo expect you say omo bekasana. I think if we are looking at institutions here, one of the credible institutions who have been constant on their reportage and everything should be the World Bank. You get it? In Tiabia omo timelines of giving out their report and then we deal with it. Ebi otine bi NDC for Minyanum party omo free abayema in 2028 ebia na 2026 report ebeba bear 2029. So we deal with it. But it is clear on the fact that COVID had an impact on our economy. This is not the first time I said the NDC for ebe acknowledge, even when they were in opposition and Mahama was giving speeches in Lantern House in UK. He mentioned it. So what is so surprising about it? If for anything, the 2022 elections led to we losing 2022 economic crisis, led to we losing 2024 elections. And it's not that you bet Ghana for say your friend is economic crisis, no cry MPP ni more. We accepted responsibilities. Ghanaians have punished us for that. Okay. And we agreed to them. We among 2 million chrome. They saw how we managed it. They were not happy. Now the ball is in the court of many our NDC. And then the party for say and now form a government. And they should be able to deal with it. Okay. You get it? All right. So clearly if reportage comes, and the last thing they were mentioning is that people have now found their voice. Or per se you go to the politics of culture of silence in this country. They want us to do that even in this 9 months. I don't think Minyao want us to go into that. That if Paula Foko chose to keep quiet within the period of MPP no Kasa, are we not finding CSOs who are even running away from the conversation of Galamsey? You want us to be calling us people out? Even in Galamsey, don't we find some Jonah even commending the NDC on their management of mining sectors? You want us to be talking about culture of silence in this country? When Obi Soriano Pano Kasaki Tuebi, Mekain 315 provisions of our Criminal Offences Act. Me who insult. Me mamet na hanka say me nu Soriano pa no bi Soriano pa nkodi obi atem. You get it? Okazu ukodi obi atem, it is morally wrong. But when you insult somebody, it is not a criminal offense. Okay. Are we not arresting people and prosecuting them for same issues? You want us to talk about culture of silence, say Obia finding a voice. Please don't go there, cry. Okay. Don't go there at all. All right. Economic crisis na bad. We have suffered it. We accepted responsibility. We agreed to that. We have lost an election due to this economic crisis. The ball is in your court. Sabre ya ye do you know party for me? We know party for. I am a person camera and capture. No be who party. No more said. This is the time you shouldn't be doing a campaign. You are track campaign stage, no. What is it? No, we are trying MPP na culture of silence and your campaign now. I bet you and they chink of what they be. Da last
yeah, no so. Yeah, be. I don't come on about this here. Young Konafi. So good morning. My name is Eric Enin from Obuase. I would like to ask what has the NDC governor achieved in 9 months in office. Why do we still hear so much blame on the MPP, even though the NDC is now in power? The level of political communication in Ghana is worrying. Too often, our leaders focus on propaganda and attacks instead of serious discussions. We need a clear national guide on how this country should be run, especially in education, health, finance, and then security. It is time our politicians raise the level of debate and focus on solutions, not blame. And then another one from here will say, hi, good morning. Listening with keen interest. You interrupted the MPP rep in the opening remarks. Wise man, Maakye, or no so nedia or de eba yeah no. And then this one is from Jones Mansuto Tunkromo. Kojo, let us Ghanaians appreciate John Dramani Mahama about bold speech. Wow, our president is defender for the whole Africa. God bless JDM. Also nedia or de eba yeah no. Kojo, yes. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Strangely, impossible interrupt Aaron. When who the Aaron or interrupt him? Okay. Hey, just a quick thing. Hey, I think the Munu Aaron.
Yeah. And then 3 against 1.
Oh yeah. Late kakra. Into one some of the things that we said.
Yeah.
But now one of the things we said. Because one of the things we said was that World Bank. What reports now? Yes. I think we all said that this is not the first time they are bringing reports like this.
Sure.
And normally, when people are in government, they back them. Mm-hmm. They did it to Mahama. They backed Mahama. When Mahama left power, they talked about things that and we are saying there, the timing of these reports should be useful for our governance
when they are in power.
You understand? Because if you are bringing 2022 reports in 2025. It makes it difficult for us to be able to use it to but you made it look like as if there, you know, and you see, the other thing that you said, which I think there, by the yet are saying there, say anapa ya bana ya them discussions here. Yes, we all have our opinions. I think normally they do it. Both NDC and MPP do it when they go into opposition. If immediately you speak something and Wofido they want to brand you. You know, yesterday I was giving some brand. Kojo has said his opinion. Branding him NDC or whatever does not change anything. Yes, senior. I mean, people are in NDC, people are in NDC.
You don't set the guidelines over here because you don't know how I know him. So let me substantiate it. No, you don't do that. No, there be one man that you don't brand. You don't brand. No. You allow him do that. You don't come and say that.
What can be a with
that? You started Friday class.
So what you say?
But you know what Kojo does over here.
No, we understand, but I'm saying is on what channel DSA.
But he doesn't. Most time,
me
my name fan and unsikra na stop.
Or patch say, that be.
You don't do that.
No. Then you can clear yourself.
You don't do that.
So what I say, because most time
we are GPCC Makawasa.
And GPCC.
The America.
Now don't talk one any.
There be 7 years. No.
But I know it's just here this one I feel.
You see, and I'm saying that those who are watching should see how Aaron is into. He said that 3 against 1. Immediately I started saying, he said 3 against 1. Right? And that is why I'm saying that.
But if you come and say Brandon, are you speaking for me?
Aaron, what can I say? I get 3 against 1.
It is established on Friday. It is established.
What is what this? Aaron, don't
say something that I've not said.
Okay, Aaron.
Don't do that. Don't describe him in that manner. I don't like it.
But be civil.
You to be civil.
Don't
try to use such words on me.
Those who are watching us show what they are doing.
It's fine. It's fine.
But I will say it again. You can't brand me as 3 against 1.
Exactly. It's an oppressor threat. So that,
you understand?
That one is
you can't brand me that way.
Will have to be there.
So that should be established. Exactly. But we should be gentlemen.
All right.
And you should never interrupt anybody when the person is speaking.
You
don't Friday class, about 2 years. About 2 years Friday class. In terms of make on about Friday class, one should be what. You will be starting. No, in a Friday class, you're starting. Now, all
right.
You should respect his seniors.
All right. Matthias here. Chepam, some can show say Intarian weekendi. Opeso Pamadiana afi materials ni na no hwe na opam bibia kama ma na efetu ye pa dia na oni Chepam ndi nkomo isan say Chepam and oye the best tailor when it comes to a Intaripem ewo eye Ghana memo hanu and ntino say ya sorry Intariye say ye funeral say ye party say ye wedding emu bia no me pacho oni Chepam ndi nkomo na the prices so de F ye pa kama bibia ebetumi akoso ye amaw wo hwehwe ne pa de owo eye awoshi honom na owo freno na omra na ombehwe bibia emaw 02068 37738 02068 aye Chepam or say your custom tailoring ahonka heat patch se me kan cho say patch ya be ebema wo ejai eye tablet ne fa isan say tablet no painkillers no dose bibre aye na din so ebre eye umoja ene wankasa onipadua no afi so mo a mote eye hot water bottle so na mode toto mo masses so arthritis na afi so menstrual cramps no munya ni nyina resource bia emba na mo no monto eye ahonka heat patch ni bi na tia no na yi adefita na etare ani no brownish color na aka no fatare bi eye wo ya no so na ko bibia peso okubia da opeso da ma ne ntare honom de obetia ne se ohwo kase bi ewura eye widie mu a otumi se yes e kumpe ni ye pa eno ene ahonka heat patch papa kotobi o wan kran eye origin chemist art farmer DM sphere sap health kumase eye Danny farmer alpha dio panacea pharmacy kofodia eye Gapson pharmacy eastern chemist and afi so no Tamale Malarigo pharmacy Takrade eye Ebuakwa pharmacy na afi so Knock chemist mo pesa mo ye regional distributors no me pacho 0599 802297 and answer 0248 509003 and answer 0536 645 334 and no and a ahonka heat patch me catch us discussions here the brewery is brought to you by Doc Activated Charcoal Doc Activated Charcoal DOK Doc Activated Charcoal a charcoal papa sonkwa eboa ema sebi mo toxins e wo moja mu mo so amoko food poisoning wadidi na shell so na so aye bibia wo hwa ntumi nda ye no medu fie didi late ni nyina no wodidi wie na wo bo Doc Activated Charcoal no bia ebeboa ye pa wo se eso etumi eboa ema bibia etumi koye ma wo se ene wonum ete kama de hiane se odi bibebo charcoal nim na odi twetwe wo se bon so wo se no aye fita na bibia etumi akoye ama fefefe eno Doc Activated Charcoal no mo de discussion si ebre 23 minutes past the hour of 9 kojo mama sambra osubio na fe yenti wesunfio na membra state of national security your friend is saying declaration of our rivers and bodies and by yenti wenfio tell the issue of demonstration the youth of the NPP call in Rechi I think in Rechi also right I think 2 days ago, so 3 days ago, no more call a demonstration. The saying is Tuesday, okay, right? Tuesday, say, almost for say harassment in a course one, a state sponsored. Na enya de sefata sa ye eni nkomo I think 3 or 4 minutes on that.
We people na no 3 minutes.
Okay,
1 minute to buy.
Me da sepa.
Me zan che telefone ahwefo. Kojo se dum pempenso bi se ya. Na bu nkompon hwe wachi. Na ahwe mpanimfo bi o mo twam. Na de compare ne party no nkrofo bi edi animu a Kojo na za adura kono. I could do Langard for so. Leadership
Langard be.
NPP leadership Langard for no move. But me nua nya way. No one thing who wants to say, me a member of NDC, but me a friend of NDC because of a near Bonnie Bia or more Chemunti or more ye, a mamu Bonnie Bia will be babedy or in a bussy for the number for near the day. What is the chief of staff from Cabo Mu? Sell mine, and don't see any be a never kind of credit there be. Say a show Mampani John Damani Mama. Now they compare Mampani Kufaru dia. Better say we fee papa. Kojo me be so me NDC for be boamo. Ya je mamu. Kojo me no me hu da me no me hu so da. Mamu na ko fu dazo say.
Okay.
Nam kwa nim. Enti be onya we some nya me no mu card. NPP card me will be mature due to sa from 1992. 1992 na me party agent I was Asante Fijase Banko Sata no yakola ketekete.
Okay.
92 na me 96 o Jimpa.
Okay.
What man say? We have 2,000 violations is gone. We will be action. But you know.
So just 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, the American say one party but amamu in common sense. And now nyansa mu no. Obi ba obi man kwai kakra at least afi ba ko and afi ba ko akire. Ese obi bia no aka fa no. Enye se di party ba bia bosumi mienu miensa nine and I even was me demonstration. Abrekro wu ni nyina so. What man say? Ena o party so ye nhihye papa yi a kwajo mampani kufo obabu amamu papa wo so the compare amamu bia no mampani dada jeje ebu na the compare kufo obabu amamu papa enu nti no ka Ghana fo ka se ye bibia NPP fo bocho bo ya ne nipa pie wo me say wo niam wa ye reso ne be hwe no ye dey ya ma ho answers but na kufo ado amamu obabu e kwajo anko yi eti na din so be fre enkola na omo di echeze momra ne nkokọ ebibi na kojo na no nka mo sorry ya mo se wan ne echeche no nipa dodo se ne eche no na no mia mi nua abronye otuma se abrantia no wo feche be ma bia wo Ghana ha abrantia timi sorry ye in politics nipa dodo na eye o nipa dodo na nti wo ye na ba bia nipa dodo ye nka sentia na adwuma ye mimi tuoze kojo ebu ami NPP fo kwa wo hwe NPP ya ba program check ya wo be di matama mfa no ma match na nyina ebo what man say and you can be tia jom ma me fan say normal we can be tia politics normal but who free politics ni mu na ko ni di osofo bi atemu a ko yo di nsem bebreba Africa for so ya dwere no ete quota etima na tim and osofo fo na wo be bie wa no otene ba bi na sorry ma won kan wo be di na tem from A to Z na party ma etima yedin ni mo yedin ye ko fa nipa no say sabi abu sabi nya do asem kakra kan na bibia mu mina mo dikum enye no posu nti ne ko fa no ye fa no because on sem bi okwa ka fa election ba election ye ko ye no enu ti ye ko fa no ba sem abro nye ko kan ya no odi pastor papa danka Williams atemi so ye party na se bi wudwene kon kan ye to abama opan wo lusu mpo ana executive member some suspend no mo suspending mpo asebia musebia nya do enu ko aboma ne bem na no mo ko tumfo be se eba umia obe Ghana politics 38 no nya na declare no the next one I'm 28 obe reverse abroso me bon person obe say wini obe betu e junction so but now me mama no zi no na wo duro tumfo fia mo kwa na bronye na esa lead mu delegation mo sabia mu sebe mo adwene ye adwuma da bi o sabia mu sebe mo wo hu mani ko soro enka mo fa ne nsie mo mane memo because we collection we need nipa ade nipa ne ye no edaso obi agire obi ayire mfi ye ono odi lead delegation ma ba na mo so wo ko we hwe awifo sake wifo ghetto boys langard fo na mo de omo ko da mo so obu so obi a omo nyina agine asai enkrofo anka se mo bo omo de omo ko psychiatric hospital ni ko hwe mo agire mu no wo mo na no makọ form some go demonstration wey e party na tan krofo se na bi akọkọ fa ayi aponcha bebe so na ntwa bebe wa ko twetwa na bi wo ayi chloroquine po wona dro
mame ko ero ho na fe
mi ni ya na fi mi fi asokore fe na di section ade ni ya fi kroba akoso we so sa re-election na bi
Maminti on a demonstration by the youth, just 3 minutes on that.
I think the Yakika and Sembina clearly or say or no on NDC but or a friend of NDC. Now, Mampeni Mahama and a Kasimbi. I think say it is also a principle in law. You see, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it means that it is a duck. Pennyphones in a boo, or mobile say, Chreme Yonko. I mean, Joe to buy best. Oh, to was best of a same feather, any a day. A two boom, and no more Montakra, a seno, and a two boom. What they are saying. Indeed, I think that it is even settled now. See any baby Uchina. Okay, into Yanko. My babet na catcher will say. Offer ye Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29. 315 provisions ne wo no. None of them NHS will be the atema a criminal offense. And non chrese means me kufias yedu meto me ntetia me di free fee ego. Se obi nsore no ndi obi atem. Whether nipa ne ye penny or ya kwada or ya bofra. Insult itself no e morally wrong. Said they wouldn't me rapidly, me member Traham be due be at him. Intimacy men call a Jew be on, soon the atem. Yes, say a friend is saying, do chuno or sawasa, no what yanapa. What I say, meaning is so clear. Ye wo krom ha when Abronye started its insult on Duncan Williams, Papa. The party issued a statement and distanced itself from the oil. Abronye again has been referred to the disciplinary committee. Abua Papon recently has been referred. And indeed, Woody can because disciplinary committee and I'll join you to say that you don't go and fault the national executives again. Me refer at the amount no taking disciplinary action, here taking measures. So we are calling on the disciplinary committee of the party because what net na why me on the NDC for Kasubuma and NDC adwuma oba betina radio so pepepe abeke kasa ansem bi and it will feed into the narrative. Tie de nipa ne ba na wa reprimand no. Ebio the evidence say all kasa no say ahia ne achiom meaning say achi nipa. Ahia ne achiom meaning yachinipa meaning ye kasi obi koboa investigation and ye frɛ say ko police station koboa investigation se be de ka mienu ye bebu dan ni e be soa wo free wo yere nkyɛn e de wokɔ e ma wokɔ dem be mfie na be nan aden. What is happening? That is the narrative. Yesterday I was speaking to a police officer bia oye madam Funam say mwana musunya se dampare mompeno but papa obai the public narrative is not helping him because the narrative acquired to say obi obeje twinyin bia wo IGP so an obe criticizing adwuma obeye bia no wafa no and it is evident say Obama poku ase asembe no kai he posted a video eno a video mu na no say o etuo we no hu e bia wa ye wrong onye friend is an expert to determine guns. We invite say Obama Pokuase to police station. You couldn't fee invitation. You could be fee 3 a.m. Chini bunny dani, chini free them. Since phones in your Sunday boy investigation. Now next time in more information, would I be willing to even give it to government? Okay. Then again he comes back again. Now mentioning say call demonstration. You know, her party at the dom na you. But now I can't abronya the never say I would describe a cycle for. Open Obi abuse drug mponu. Those people because say abeye an addiction no. You take time and take them through therapy. What chene be nipa ho na what they not go through process. You and one we a medical doctor. We a medical doctor now. O send him. And the circle for wa nyina entie menu akwadwo. Circle papa munye nipa. Wanka so omo. Oh, aso ma adwenye. Aso munye o ma adwenye. Omo mu no wi na adwenye. Enya sa no kan. Ano mo munye mu yiro mo adwenye. We. These people need therapy. They need a therapy.
The issue of arrest. Kojo me and twice in that time, you know, arrest of state sponsored allegedly. That is what your friend is saying. The MPP is alleged. I mean, me sure say UT who witness say what really transpired.
Yeah, for me it's a mark of hypocrisy. You know, sometimes when I make a day, when we are all parties not in government, sometimes you know. Because of a common interest, we try to work together to gain power. But when it comes to this particular subject, better. But they don't have any moral right. Hey, now sometimes you see, one these things we are talking about, Mr. There, Bobianza. Watching already. Mensa Thompson, Asepa. What did you do? Captain Smart, my friend, Oheneba, Mugabe Mu, watching one. What did they do? I can give you a list on list on list. UTV was doing an entertainment show. Yehun Krofua mob who went to attack them because show no was not in their party interest. A private station. And you have the temerity to be saying that there is culture of silence and there's intimidation. Really? Nkofa okwa attack UTV in watching one. What happened? Sometimes you see, mama and dada. For me, I will speak against things today so that tomorrow I can have the moral right to talk about it. But those who kept quiet and watch on when even chiefs were scared in this country should not come and tell us about culture of silence and intimidation. Abroyani arrest, there are excesses. The Black Maria and all those introductions, excesses, it's not necessary. Where you pay a chunk of food, where power lies. All these things are unnecessary. But in terms of he being arrested, it didn't catch him no necessary. When you are on our case, one of our betting. So if you know that if you are doing the right thing and saying the right things, you can criticize and criticize. But the people in Akufa at the time say people more criticizing about one chimo. You understand? One chimo. But when it comes to real intimidation, we saw it. Now you go to a point, chief crow, president, or kutu, so Jinawo, so we saw all these things. That's what we talk about intimidation. That's what we talk about intimidation. Intimacy.
Okay.
Mama yanhwe a framework we will build a system whereby no matter who is in power, we would be fair to everyone. There no or your democracy but we should also be doing it in the confines of law. The places you people designated as security zones in this country, in the moment with nothing happening to you.
Yeah.
If you designated those places as security zones, you can't even walk there. You'll be arrested. You call Bank of Ghana, walk with demonstration. What happened?
Arise Ghana for Nana.
Arise Ghana, walk with demonstration. Bank of Ghana. What happened? What happened? Political parties, you call court to tell the electoral commission there. Mama won to stop the electoral commission. Mama won friend registration at the district offices, but it should be at the polling stations. What my date? A date now. What my hearing date of the case? Now a registration why you? It can't close you call stop electoral commission. Someone's already come electoral commission. They close their gate for us to be able to serve them. When we talked about it, what can I try?
Okay. All right.
So you see, when we want to address some of these issues, Mama, you're addressing because we are in opposition today. Then when you come to power, you come and do something otherwise. Address it so that every Ghanaian will see the Ghana Funinara.
Okay.
But when people do things that unse non-fata, now we think they promote until we are saying that insult, there is no law to back insult. Until you can't arrest anybody, but we then will then use to say that it's a moral issue and therefore no. You see, what do you want to when Sami Jemfi, of course, say YouTube views a piece of
yeah.
Okay, see we were saying you're watching. When people spoke about Madam, I think it was Bobi Azali no we can't Rebecca.
Yeah.
It can't be the placard, keke. Odukojina Kolebu. Time I was Wombe. I think UGMC is one of the hospital Wombe. You can't watch it. So some of these things we've seen it over there. You glorifying. We are not glorifying it though. But kind there, we should speak truth to power.
Okay.
But we should say it with responsibility.
All right.
That we should be responsible in how we say things and how we do things.
Okay.
Yeah, we will all build a good system. So Chinebina Obi Koye Bibia. Na itumi atwena so bank of kwedam na say a whole flag bearer e kanu fua no onumbo can against it there as if there oyedo oyeya next time what dey na ye bohwe mo baye.
All right, Kojo, just a minute because what the galam say what dey cheaper just a minute the time na so there but and can we hear discussion but I'm sure say next week because it's a running story. Yeah. The issue of land minister says is here the forest and river bodies in Nina has been declared as a national security zone. Is it a good one?
Kojo, what nanoaka and can papa no but see bit my idea.
Okay.
The idea and open a major.
Okay.
You me am to we me share the near ratio minister.
Okay.
or they were starting and they were starting in Yemen, you know. To me, any man into 2 years. What man say? And acquire NDC. I first saw Moko Galam say no. Because if you don't compare from job, they are money for. You didn't see which one I did. But come on, first of all, you are there no. And any other papa mammy because me, we want to go to Jamaica.
Yeah, just
say you're continuing fair a banger.
Okay.
Anyway, you're me. Because of me NDC phone, you have friend. Yeah, AG Attorney General. I refer to Yama Yoku. When you friend one more dear. Because you know who's a catasumo was will be baby. Maybe Kojo Yabua, Madame New Charles McCarthy. Yes, we had the petition my Yoko.
Okay.
2 months about when to friend was a Machana Maha.
All right.
It was still now. A honey Yaman Yadegui. But I made man who see a man was in. Pemi Yaniga was a NPP member. Yeah, my Juma. I was also going to check choir near first year registration and go ye. There you go, then go ye no. We check him on radio station and I do me down by 12 to 1. Me da locking the boys you do share nature and our friend say CMF for 150 and we sorry 50 me dia wanting 1 month 3 weeks na me da baby a nature security for ba me feel makoma 4 CM permanent enchime and the bibi me timi headache it we no adamo ni nkrofoi abunsam was for MPP
Aaron, I mean to just a minute on the new upgrade of fighting the your friend say Galamsey, you know, minister says that water bodies, river bodies now declared as national security zones.
You see, the point with Galamsey to its end is to have it ended. Say we MPP ni, say we NDC ni. The main goal is to have it ended. You see, when you power no more state of emergency now. I sat with one of them and I'm a busa and off cameras and out of state of emergency. I say, Mitie ni dia was we were by a car. Now when him sending young go pon yen ade. One way ya wa de one no cancer no. No the Jumadi na show one now they bobo. You see the minister declaring it as a national security zone. No. Let us give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. But you see, he should also cut us some slack. In a sense, or no say MPP for should keep quiet because we're arresting the part 1,400 and MPP for arresting the past 1,000. But is it not an indication, say within the 9 months in the Galamsey Akosoro? Is it not a clear indication? It is a clear indication. Into a minister who say, we are sworn for near the education one side. Know that you are representing the state. And the state involves obi biara or my win. You get it? Don't put it aside. Say, me NDC are buying keke now for me. No.
Okay.
It is the state you are representing. Now, and I want me anchor Article 75 once.
Time in India.
What you? What am I mentioning? My daughter, my friend Emmalin. On nene mame. Omo US. Omo show no mo mfe ni agro.
Okay.
Emmalin. Na jina ye. No mo hu ye. Sa no mo kan. O pa me mo akan.
Oda wo Kojo Mufie. Kojo Mufie.
I mean, too, citizen Nafi Yanko. I mean, your take on that.
I think we need a better legal framework for this fight against Galamsey.
If we want to use your legal framework, if we want to use what we have, we will always continue to dance around the issues. You see, I think the Yako beyond what the situation is.
Okay.
You did the graduate. You did partisanship action. In terms of commitment, na for us to do it.
Okay.
You've set up Gold Board. You've introduced new things that you need to reintroduce them back into your legal framework, existing framework now, so that the I think that needs to be done.
Okay.
The other thing is that you can't about commitment and the political will to deal with some of these issues. I mean, Maakye, the best way we can do this is let's re-engage Kempins. Okay. Let's give them some leeway. They come on board. Rather, we are not saying stop your mining, but let's be responsible in the way we mine. Okay. Because Galamsey, Sasha is on but our water bodies was not being destroyed the way it's being done. So if down they are being done, engage them, give them some liberty. Either make my year tax, my tax rebate or tax amnesty, Give them some amnesty. Come on board and let's engage how you can do responsible mining. Because since I do be asked through into onyim tama nembre no obetu wa yedu. To me yen buga na more so that by the time onyo baba no ye wie na yeko. But if we are engaging them to have these discussions, na ya one day, this is the amnesty period. Beyond this, we are coming hard on you.
Okay.
I think we.
All right. But I say, Aaron, letter na banti me ba ni edi hun komo. Why? Letter na me kan 17. Aha. Ni edi hun. Here the studios of Kessben 92.9 official Kessben TV. Media C. Have a lovely weekend. It's been good being here from Monday till now. And I promise I'll be back. Plus the team, produced by Richard Piasapon, Fifi Addison, and the man himself, Amos. Get a man say, now what you anyone out tonight? Your best and back. Radia Duma. Monday we are back, leaving you with the man, Sergio and the team. Coming out to 2 p.m. It's going to be exciting sports on 92.9 Kessben TV, Kessben Plus TV, and then 93.3 in Kumasi. Madam Munyina, have a lovely weekend and don't do things that I wouldn't do. Don't stress too much. I always love you and see you, God willing, on Monday. Good morning.